lovely people, my name is Emma and today you're getting my May and June bullet journal flip through. So as you can see, May's theme was house plants and things are about to get super doodly because I don't know if you guys heard, I'm on furlough. I had plenty of time in May and June. So I've got a nice little quote page and then this guy here. I actually based this off of like one of those idle games that you can get on your phone, and I can't remember what it was called, but I'll link it down below if I remember, which I was really enjoying at the beginning of lockdown. We then have a fairly pointless monthly spread if we're entirely honest, but I knew it would be, so I did the boxes a lot smaller to give myself more room for some funky plant doodles. We have my video tracker. I was still putting out a hell of a lot of content in May and I've obviously backed off in June, so this had a lot of information in it. Then we move on to, this was the Springathon original prompts doodle that I did that people could download if they wanted to, and again I think it was just an excuse for me to get a bit more doodly and it was really fun to kind of do this. Then we have my actual Springathon spread, both plan and then the books that I actually read for all the different prompts. This was a nature-based readathon that I hosted along with Natalie from Curious Reader, who I'll link down below in case you were not aware. Then we get into the book journal, and then we had little plants down the side, and obviously fairly extensive. I did another Dutch door thing, which is fairly classic for my book journals. We have, though I joined in with the Instagram challenges on Springathon, so I wanted somewhere to like actually keep track of them, which I found really helpful because I've never really done an Instagram challenge before. And then this was the rest of my May TBR, which I missed a couple of books off of it, but other than that I did quite well. Some video idea doodles. And then I put down like a physio tracker because I have a whole host of constant recurring injuries due to some joint problems, but as you can see it was not particularly successful, so maybe I'll vaguely try and jump back on actually doing my physio sometime soon. And then I went into doing some weekly spreads, which I haven't done in such a long time in my bullet journal, but all of the tasks that I had to do, like recurring things that you do multiple times in a week, so a running to-do list, felt very pointless because it was repeating the same things over and over again. So actually having the different boxes to be like, right, today I'm doing washing up, today's this, and especially with the amount of content I was putting out on my YouTube channel, that was more helpful, I felt like. So that's a recurring theme where you see it here and here, and just kind of enjoying messing around with adding in these little doodles and having fun with the different box colours and things like that. Then I couldn't decide what I wanted to do for doodle ideas for the next month, so I just kind of had fun with this one, sort of trying a few different options, and you'll see what I went for in a second, because a lot of these are kind of classic themes I've seen other people do in bullet journals, and I just didn't know what I wanted to commit to for a month, and I really enjoyed practicing this and seeing what it was like doodling them. I may end up doing a cherry blossom one at some point, but I really wasn't in the mood for it. And then we have the final weekly spread and some more book journal note space because it's been a hell of a reading couple of months, so I actually ended up drifting over it and I ended up using some of my June space as well for May. Then I decided in June to go for this kind of edgy, not edgy, wrong word, but you see sort of very stylised playing around with sort of colours and line work idea, and this is something that I ran through. A lot of this I've drawn inspiration from things I see on Instagram, but this is kind of combining like 5 or 6 different images I've seen over Instagram. So we had a nice quote, and then the June page, and then this is where we kind of really kicked into the different colour scheme and this idea of doing like outlines and then sort of big blocks of colour behind. Again, an almost entirely pointless June monthly spread. Some video tracker stuff, which I'd planned to do posting 3 times a week, and then I just decided I couldn't maintain it anymore, so it's been a good decision to back off of that for a bit. The Feel Goodathon TBR spread, so we had Possible, and then my plan, and then there was self-care prompts, which I just forgot about because let's face it, the beginning of June was a pretty rough time across the world in general, and then the actual books, and I really just abandoned my Feel Goodathon TBR, but that's okay. Some video ideas, just in case I had space. You can't really see, but I actually did this upside down, so I had to like stick a blank bit over both of these and redo them, but you can't really tell on camera. Book journal, Dutch door with space. I really kind of honed in on the colour scheme that I was enjoying as well for this one. Then we had a fitness tracker, which was actually better to use than a physio tracker for me. Kind of space to write in the workouts that I've been doing on the different days. I've been really enjoying these workout videos online called Hit Hop. I'll link them down below. Really great fun. My June TBR, fairly extensive, but I did quite well. A little bit off-piste in places. I had a content tracker because there were some movies and TV shows that I was going to try and start watching, but honestly I was pretty bad at this. It was almost like a a spread put in more for the sake of doodling than an actual desire to do any of this stuff. Although I have ticked off more of these than this list, I've just not maintained this list. Book tracker, because I finished my 100 books at the beginning of the month, so I chucked in the next one. And then going into some weekly spreads. I was really playing around with the font. I went for quite an excessive font this time around, and I was really enjoying that. So that features most of the doodles. I started doing some online courses, and this was kind of a vague tracker thing for that, but they turned out to be not as good as I was expecting them to be, so I've kind of abandoned them. And then we have another book journal where I missed a gap and then started writing on there, but it's not the end of the world because I've only got one more book to put in there for June. And then I think this is the final spread where I was playing around with sort of some more outlining things. I like this as a style. I might try this as like a whole separate month where I do entirely outlines and then just sort of like lines around. So that's quite interesting. And I think that's it. I've actually now started for July my next book journal, which, oh sorry, camera strap, is this guy here. I use the Dingbats bullet journals, and I'll link everything down below if I remember. So I have moved into this one, which means that at the end of at the end of August, you'll get like a setup as well as a July and August one. So I'm using this guy now. But yeah, so that is just very quickly my bullet journal spreads for May and June. Well, have a wonderful reading week, and I'll chat to you soon. Bye!